Canada's Wonderland just announced what might become the park's best roller coaster. AlpenFury is a Premier Rides launched roller coaster set to open at Canada's Wonderland in 2025. And this coaster is exactly what Canada's Wonderland needed to round out its rather top-heavy coaster lineup. It will open as Canada's longest, tallest, and fastest launch coaster and will tie the North American record for inversions with 9. This is our full-length analysis of this coaster and our thoughts about the ride experience and how it fits into the park's current coaster lineup. When it opens to the public, AlpenFury will become Canada's fastest, longest, and tallest launch coaster. It will have a max height of 164 feet or 50 meters, a 154.2 foot or 47 meter drop, a length of a little over 3,200 feet or 1,000 meters, a top speed of 71.5 miles per hour or 115 kilometers per hour, and an 80-second ride duration. It will launch riders into and straight out of Wonder Mountain, which feels reminiscent of Volcano the Blast Coaster at Kings Dominion, and it will continue to send riders through 9 inversions. Some of these inversions are never before seen elements, like the Fire Serpent Roll, the Skyflyer Loop, and the Ice Winder Roll. AlpenFury will only have 2 trains though, but more on that later. Before we get into the ride experience, let's talk about how Canada's Wonderland did an excellent job keeping this project under wraps. It was genuinely the best kept secret of the new for 2025 coaster editions. All anyone knew about this coaster was the general concept that it would launch out of Wonder Mountain. Nothing about the layout, elements, or even the manufacturer, which was the very first thing confirmed about this ride. Now we have all the information about this ride, including a backstory. AlpenFury is themed to the combination of Wonder Mountain's fire and ice core to create a powerful elemental force of nature. In honor of this union, Alpen villagers have an annual fire and ice festival. Those brave enough are invited to the sled house to journey through the heart of Wonder Mountain to face the forces within. This theme is actually quite interesting and serves a strong basis for some good theming. While Canada's Wonderland's coasters are not the best well-themed roller coasters out there, we are optimistic that the park will at least theme the station well to the Fire and Ice Festival, especially given Cedar Fair's greater emphasis on theming and atmosphere. As for the ride itself, AlpenFury is a Premier Rides skyrocket launch coaster. If you have ridden rides like Tigress, Tempesto, Full Throttle, or even Icebreaker, you have a general idea of how these rides feel. Unlike all those coasters though, AlpenFury will be nothing like them. It will feature a ride experience and elements that you will be unable to find on any other coaster out there. Now let's get into the ride experience. After you pull out of the station, you will take a right-hand turn onto the ride's first launch track, which will launch you into a banked airtime hill diving into Wonder Mountain. This launch will likely feel similar to the initial launches on the Skyrocket 2 coasters. After you dive into the mountain, you will go over an LSM boost. This is when you will likely hit your top speed. As you hit your top speed, you will accelerate up and out of the top of Wonder Mountain into the ride's first inversion, the Fire Serpent Roll. As you climb vertically, you twist up an upward roll into an outer bank, which looks like a cool moment. You then roll downwards into a banked left-hand turn and into the main portion of the layout. You go through an overbanked wave turn-like element, followed by a left-hand turn up into this massive 0G stall. This element looks like it will give some amazing hang time, especially if the trains used on this coaster only have a lap bar. As you come out of that 0G stall, you enter into what Canada's Wonderland calls the Skyflyer Loop, which is a treble clef turnaround similar to the one on Fury 325. Only at the top of the element, you roll over yourself into a dive loop. This element is where the park's extreme Skyflyer used to be. As you come out of the Skyflyer loop, you immediately climb into the Ice Winder Roll, which is a twist up into an overbanked hill followed by an untwist coming off of that hill. This element looks like it will offer good whip and a brief moment of lateral airtime. You then fly into an inline twist, which looks rather whippy. And this inline twist looks awesome as it twists around the track from the outer leg of the layout. And this element will offer a great near miss. You then twist again around the track down into a left-hand turn up over an airtime hill. Depending on how much speed the train has going over this airtime hill, this hill might offer a great pop of Flowjector airtime for those sitting in the back row. As you come off that airtime hill, you fly up into a corkscrew followed by a right-hand turn into an airtime hill. You go over that airtime hill into a little bunny hop before reaching the final brake run and thus completing your ride. Based on the off-ride animation, AlpenFury looks like it's going to be an insane ride. This ride looks like it will focus on speed and inversions. And that's a good thing because Canada's Wonderland needs a quality roller coaster with inversions. The park's only high-thrill multi-looper is Flight Deck, a Vekoma SLC, and that coaster does not come close to what AlpenFury looks like it will be. It will be interesting to see how some of these elements feel. Will there be some positive G-forces in some of the valleys in between the elements? The Premier Skyrocket 2s do pull some good positive G-forces on the entry and exit to the non-inverting loops, so hopefully some of that translates to AlpenFury. Unlike the Skyrocket 2's inline twists, which offer good hang time, AlpenFury's inline twists look like they will offer whip instead of hang time, especially since you will be taking those elements at a much faster speed. AlpenFury's ride experience looks like it will be a great one. If this ride maintains its speed going through some of these elements, AlpenFury could contend with Leviathan for being the best ride in the park. If the ride experience is even half as good as the one shown in the animations, then Canada's Wonderland will have hit a home run with this coaster. This coaster will definitely be top 5 in the park for sure. Aside from the ride experience, AlpenFury does have some head-scratching aspects. The first is those Premier Skyrocket trains. These trains tend to be cramped and can be a little unforgiving. The second is the uncertainty of whether this coaster will have comfort collars or not. Comfort collars take away from the ride experience and are often redundant with the lap bars. Hopefully Canada's Wonderland goes the icebreaker route and put only lap bars on the ride. The final head-scratching aspect is having only 2 trains. At a park like Canada's Wonderland, which is the highest attended seasonal amusement park in North America, rides focused on capacity are key. Even with 3 cars holding a max of 18 riders per train, AlpenFury's capacity will likely suck. Capacity for the standby queue will be worse when you consider Fastlane. A single rider line like the ones on Yukon Striker and Behemoth could help ensure that every train is full, which will help with keeping the lines moving. Related to capacity, it will be interesting to see how the park handles loose articles. Every other roller coaster at the park has bins on the ride platforms, including the big 3. So how the park handles loose articles will play a role in the ride's overall capacity. While there are head-scratching aspects with this ride, AlpenFury looks exactly like the addition Canada's Wonderland needed. It is a high-thrill, multi-inversion launch coaster that looks like a powerhouse and could be Premier Ride's best roller coaster. It is a tad sad though that it does have volcano vibes, especially with that fireball after the train shoots out of the mountain. Nonetheless, this coaster looks primed to be a fan favorite at Canada's Wonderland. Overall, AlpenFury looks like it will be an amazing addition to Canada's Wonderland. The fact that it will be the park's 19th coaster is crazy, and there is no doubt that it will be a great coaster in the park. It will be interesting though to see if the ride experience can rival Leviathan to become the best ride in the park. So, let us know in the comments below if you are excited for AlpenFury, Canada's Wonderland's new for 2025 roller coaster. And if you enjoyed this video or are new to the channel, please like and subscribe for more coaster content like this. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more amusement park content coming soon to Coaster Adventures, and we hope to see you in the next one.